Hi guys, this is BreAKer, and well, I'm actually doing something that I don't typically do all that often, and today that would be the very simple concept of actually casting a League of Legends game as it unfolds. This just happened to be one that I found in the beginning of the LoL client. Of course, there's no replay features just like there are in, what is it, StarCraft 2. I'm gonna go ahead and kick that music back on. There we go. Sorry about that. Something's up with my tongue. Like the very tip of my tongue hurts for some reason. It's like a snake bit into it. But at any rate, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna pay attention to this as closely as I can. I'm trying to give you guys as much information as I can and feed it to you as best as I can. But one thing that you must bear in mind in this entire cast you are seeing right now is that I'm only a Bronze League player, Division 4. So yeah, I'm pretty bad. And I'm just gonna do my best to pay attention to what's happening in this game. So yeah. Alright, now we do have the Sona Caitlyn combo at bot that's pretty reasonable, but you know, for some strange reason I myself personally prefer to go Soraka as my support when my partnered ADC at bot is going to be Caitlyn, because of course your opponent's not gonna get any feed if you do that. But of course the alternative that we have here is Tristana and Nami. Sorry about that. My tongue really hurts for some reason. Jeez, wow. But now the score is 3-2. And, you know, I mean, we kind of have a slight gold lead at the beginning, but that's, you know, basically irrelevant. Will it get brought back up here? Hold on, I think Sona could be overextending here, but a flash forward and a beautiful Q done by Caitlyn. Gonna get a double kill? No! Oh, man. Nami just right outside of range, and Caitlyn knows she can't afford to risk anything, so she's not gonna try it. Leonkpa is the one. Now looks like, yes, no, not Lucian. Jeez, I played as this guy before. I just, I just don't know his name immediately. So here we go. I mean, Purple Team kind of brought it back up with that little that kill on the ADC that Caitlyn got, honestly. And of course, Mongo of Warrior, Leonkpa. I'm gonna put their names in the video tag. Maybe, just maybe, it'll get me some more views, but who knows? Oh boy, and that Lee Sin is not getting away anytime soon, or is he? He's been ignited on. Is he gonna live through this? Oh man, with 30 HP, I was almost certain we were going to see an ultimate go down from our Jarvan and basically, you know, just keep him from getting away. I thought he was going to be slammed in there. I thought there was no way in hell he was getting out of that, but I wasn't paying attention to the summoner levels. Now, this is going to change. I'm actually a StarCraft 2 caster, so that's why I'm not exactly entirely eye-trained for this just yet, but of course, I do have the basic layman's League of Legends knowledge, and this is going to result in a substantial gold lead for the blue team. Sure, at this stage, it means only boots or whatever else they can get. A few potions, maybe some wards here and there. And pinks are very useful in killing other pinks. And that's exactly what we just saw Nami doing here. Tristana going forward and not giving a damn. But Caitlyn's going to poke both of those away and steal the rest of the farm here at bot lane, not allowing anything else to happen. Zed gets pounced on by Kassadin and then just runs away. And Jarvan, I don't know, going up against Lee Sin here at top. I'm trying to identify just who the jungle is right now. Fiddlesticks. Yes. Excellent choice, really. But I mean, if he's mid lane, if he can get really fed really early on, then you know, he's a really overall just strong character to use all around. Especially his lifesteal, MP. Well, I mean, this is kind of, you know, a rough game that we have our Tristana and Nami playing at bottom lane. Of course, Bateau Science, same roasted beef. I'm gonna try and remember everybody's names to try and get, I don't know what the word is, just to make everyone a little bit more happy, if you will. If they're watching this video as I'm recording it, then I'm sure they'll respect me a little more for remembering their names. But again, I'm the nub. Just giving it a shot. Alright. So Nami out of mana, just going to go ahead and go back. But this is just going to create such a huge window of opportunity for our Caitlyn and Sona combination to get really fed, if you will, CS-wise. But all other things considered, let's just look at the feed right now for Tristana. It's at 46 as opposed to the 56 of his opponent, and he just got picked off by Caitlyn's ultimate. Something tells me that, you know, there was something deep down on the inside that told him that was going to happen. Turret falls, and it looks like the minions will be picked off. Nami bravely going forward. But I feel as though that could be a slight overcommitment. I would not feel comfortable in that position, going support alone at that lane, just to keep, you know, these minions from getting to me. But, oh man, El Guapo got picked off there. Poor guy. Bot lane kind of building a farm, excuse me, top lane kind of building a farm right now. Bot lane is no exception either. I mean, there's really nothing here. There's, you know, there's some turrets here to balance everything out, but that's about it. Casted in, trying to get his feed, and overall, if you just check the CS so far, we can see that purple team has, you know, a definitive lead in that regard. But of course, with these three characters here, I don't see Casted being able to pick off a single hero. But of course, his buddy here at Trox is now coming in and trying to get a pick off. Nice summoner. I don't know, the one thing that made me interested in actually casting these higher level MMR games was simply given the fact that they can go either way. Sure, any level game can go either way. It can be entirely one-sided for a single moment in the game. It can be entirely one-sided for the late game. For example, I remember one game my team went 1-10 in terms of kills, and then as the game started unfolding, we started coming back, and slowly but surely the other team elected to surrender. Not entirely sure about that snipe on Tristana. Maybe it was meant to make... there we go. Let's just get the HP down and try and get a stun out here from Fiddlesticks, maybe. But Tristana says, if I'm going down, I'm taking you with me. But Tosai falls with no kill. Caitlyn gets Tristana. And the rest is history. Nami kind of stuck there, throwing out a good stun, and is going to be able to get away from... Going to be able to get away in that regards, if you will. But Zed getting free pokes on the turret. Kassadin trying to come in here for, you know, a little bit of a spike on him, if you will. But that's about it. Just call him Utaproid from now. That's actually a pretty interesting name. Invictus, accompanied by El Guapo, trying to take down Kassadin. Not quite panning out, though. He does have to go back, but one thing that is helping is certainly the CS farm. Purple team almost picks off Aatrox there, but of course Sona now particularly low health. I don't know if he has his ultimate up or not. Can he? Yeah, he'll... I don't see why he didn't go in for the kill there on Sona. I mean, he still had... I forget what his passive is called, Bloodwell. So I mean, he had the ability to take down Sona if he had just played his cards right, but I guess it's more important to save that for the team fights. Honestly, that is the one and only reason I can think of right now. Tristana, ooh, is he gonna get the pick off on Sona? Does, and immediately hops out. Caitlyn not able to really make it connect and seal the deal, but this Fiddlesticks El Guapo is gonna be able to finish the job. Or at least seal the deal, get him stuck in place, and then let Caitlyn get the last hit. This is a live game, or at least this game is happening live now as I am spectating it. It's simply on a 3-minute delay, of course, as you all know. Is standard by the League of Legends client, but it looks like we do have a bit of a pick-off here at top lane. That was actually a pretty good job by Lee Sin. And that's going to help, you know, just narrow the gold deficit just a little bit. But of course, you know, it's not like both sides of the map actually stop making gold at the same time, but I've been wrong in that regards before. Nami looks like she's going to get picked off, and it does happen. Zed's closing in to seal the deal. But, of course, we do have our Aatrox, our carry. He gets a nice pick off just as 3 teammates arrive. And this is one super loose engagement. As you can see, Invictus falls. And purple team is now put definitively in ahead with a 1,100 gold lead. Tristana struggling to get out. El Guapo's not going to let that happen. One shot on that ADC. I don't see our support really taking it until the last second. And now Sona trying desperately to heal him. Lee Sin comes in, gets the ignite and the kill on... Oh! On El Guapo, but of course, Jarvan shutting down Lee Sin there. That just puts... Unfortunately, that puts purple team further ahead, and they're going to be able to get the dragon uncontested, so that means about 1,000 gold almost to everyone on the team. Excuse me, 1,000 gold total lead by purple team. I think if blue team really wants to win this game, they're going to have to get that once-in-a-lifetime engagement, that really miraculous engagement to bring themselves back in this. And ironically enough, we actually have our support here with the blue and red buffs. It'll definitely help with the blue buff, but of course, red buff, why would your support need that? Not dealing damage really, at least for the most part. Now, ultimately, overall, as you can see, I don't know. It seems rather akin to the playstyle of our blue team really right now to try and play a little bit more reserved, get as much CS whenever they can. But of course, overextending and not having a way out. If this was any other character, I don't know if Kassadin, excuse me, if that was any other character, I couldn't say whether or not Udiproid would be able to get out of there. Zed comes in, the ward goes out, and that eliminates some vision there from the blue team. So that's gonna make their future endeavors just a little bit more difficult to accomplish. Interestingly enough, a ward placed here out in the open. Not quite so sure about that, considering there are some, there are minions everywhere. Why not just use the minions? But of course, that's a question coming from a bronze leaguer. So, yeah. Oh boy, the pick off there. That was just it's accumulating for Caitlyn right now. It really is. There's no other way to say it. This is possibly the most frequently chosen ADC in the entire game of League of Legends. Nice little poke there on nice summoner, but of course I just don't know what else to say to that. Kassadin gets picked off as well, and now we see the purple team with a definitive lead. The question is there anything that we can see the blue team build in the near future that's going to immediately bring them back in this game? It's a little hard to say. I mean, look at this. Lee Sin struggling to hold the turret. All four of the remaining purple team non-ADCs are coming here. Taking down turret after turret. Of course, not able to get the inhib, but of course that means it's bare and it's exposed. Of course, everyone is now backing. They're going to try and get that new equipment out. Let's just see what everybody chooses to build into from here. Let's see. Alright, Tear of the Goddess on Kassadin. Wait, sorry, wrong. Jeez. Lots of wards coming from Sona. Pink wards at this stage in the game. I'm surprised there's no Sight Stone, amazingly enough. But I guess once they've substantiated their lead, once they pronounce their lead, they're going to go ahead and just do whatever they can to eliminate their opponent's vision. And it's a very good move, I think, by our support here. Alright. Tiamat. Interesting. I've never seen anything like that before, but I don't play Jarvan, so I wouldn't know. Alright, so excellent build on Caitlyn so far. 2 Dorn's Blades. Interesting. I never would have imagined that. Is that... And a Bloodthirster to boot. I'm gonna have to ask somebody about that. What is the point of not 2 Bloodthirsters, but instead rather 2 Dorn's Blades. And a Mongol warrior taking the role of support. I never would have thought. I never would have imagined. I guess that's why I never learned his name until this point. Leon CPA just going to go ahead and take down bot lane's farm. Get a split push going. Standard stuff. Nothing wrong with that. Reality NK just trying to clear away top. Keep that, well, try and keep that second tower from falling. But I don't know. Overall, it's just difficult to say what direction this can go in. Neither team really has their blue buff back online. The Dragon still has a while to go until it's back in the game. Yes, about 1 minute and 15 seconds. And this is of course going to take even more time to alleviate, really. This really is a difficult position to see the blue team in at present, considering they've only gotten 2 tower kills. A few more wouldn't hurt, but I don't know, it's just getting to those towers uncontested that's really the difficult part. Once you stop and look at the entire map, this is blue team's vision right now. They don't have anything even close to bot lane right now. And interestingly enough, a ward placed here. Okay. I see what that's all about now. Now, there has been some aid requested at the Baron, that's right. So Jarvan, excuse me, not Jarvan, but, or was it Jarvan? I don't know. Who called that? It looks like blue team is elected to go ahead and get the Baron. I thought it was going to be purple team initially, but they are already busy taking down the red buff, and they'll be out in mid lane pretty soon. But wait a minute. Okay, it looks like no, they backed off on Baron for the time being. They're just going to go ahead and put a pink ward on it. Make sure that it can't be taken for the time being, that kind of thing. So far, we just have both sides of the map really trying to build their farm, inspecting equipment from our... Wow. Okay, that's a lot of wards on our support. I never would have imagined. Okay. Now I see the importance of warding. Not only a sight stone, but I mean the double upgraded sight stone. And now we actually have Nami in a bit of trouble. Trying to get out of her current predicament. Is it going to happen? I don't know. Forced to use the ultimate to get out of there. It does fall, but it looks like Aatrox does come in to avenge our support. No more wards for the short time being. And it looks like Kassadin's getting some nice splits there, but it looks like the purple support may actually fall. It does happen as Sona is cut out in the open. Caitlyn trying to get an excellent snipe. Does just that. Jarvan gonna try and pick off this Tristana, but it just doesn't connect in the end. So overall, if we stop and think about that for a minute, it was 2 for 2. Doesn't really create a gap, or, you know, it doesn't really create or narrow a gap for these two teams right now. And in fact, the gap for the time being would actually be about 5 minerals, or excuse me, 5,000 minerals or so. 5,000, wow, minerals. I play too much StarCraft, guys. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I should never cast League of Legends again. 5,000 gold. And once again, that purple dragon is going to the purple team. Purple highlights as the dragon falls. And Caitlyn just coming back down to bottom lane, trying to get as many kills as possible. I don't know, is there anything in the minds of the blue team that makes them think we're gonna lose this or something of that nature? Right now, presently, I can't actually see, you know, we can't actually see what they're thinking. We can't see their dialogue. We can't see what they're typing out. Kassadin gets a nice little silence there going on Guapo. Mongol warrior, and it looks like they're going to maybe try and fake out and initiate on the Baron. As you can see, Lee Sin goes into panic mode and immediately has to see, is there or is there not anyone killing that Baron? For the time being, it's just mind games, it's just blind games. Just making sure they can't see it, and it looks like we're going to have, not quite, an ADC falling there, but a gentle push on the middle tower. trying to get as much, what's the word I'm looking for, CS as possible. I don't know, I mean, once we stop and examine the gold lead, yeah, I guess you could measure it by CS, and right now, the one person who's leading in CS on the blue team for the moment would actually have to be Lee Sin. That's exactly what we see happening here. And Kassadin is trying to pop out of there. Jarvan still intent for the chase though, and it looks like Jarvan just backs out at the last second. And unfortunately, Kassadin did fall there. I don't know how that happened. It was just, wow. I wasn't paying attention. I'm sorry, guys. Well. Okay. Now Fit comes in, throwing down the ultimate. Guapo trying to live up to his namesake and leading the charge, getting the nice initiate, and all of the purple team is just running past all these blue towers. It looks like we could just be in for a lot of poop on the purple team. A couple players, not even one player falls in all of this, amazingly enough. It looks like they may just be intent with, excuse me, they may just be intent on taking Baron after this, or maybe even going to the bot lane tower. No, instead they're just going to back out with the gold lead that they have now and buy more equipment. I mean, they're up 10 kills. I just think that this is a game that we almost can't see the blue team coming back from. Ugh.
那么也许我会去洗澡，然后去吃饭呢。
Sorry guys, I was just talking to my roommate. Okay, so overall, if we just check and see what's happening here at top lane. How do I say this? You know, we have Zed coming in for the kills. Kate going back around mid, and looking like she's going to be able to chase down something here, I imagine. But even with the gold lead that they have to this stage, I don't know, it's kind of interesting. You know, even after that last exchange, you know, I don't think even a single player on the purple team fell. Their gold lead isn't as big as I thought it would be. I thought it would just immediately jump to about 500, but if this is the case, then this simply means that there's such a difference in level and XP that it means it's not worth gold to kill anyone on the blue team anymore. But conversely, if the blue team gets a single kill from the purple team, then they're just going to instantly skyrocket with gold, or at least get their value that much higher. Anything for the sake of balance, right?
就是我在录影，然后我要上传这个到 YouTube， 这样没有视频了，别担心。
Okay. Oh, unfortunately, Lee Sin is forced to fall there. It looks like the top lane will inevitably fall in just a matter of moments, maybe. At least the top lane's secondary turret. Caitlyn's sticking back to pick it off, and it looks like now this could be just it. I mean, the engage, the initiate, it's all there. Of course, the turret's going to try and pick off whoever it can, but of course, when they're at full HP, it just doesn't matter. Purple team's just not giving any breathing room to the blue team, and I think, you know, soon enough, in just a few moments, we could see a surrender, if not see them fighting until the very end, because of course, it seems as though I see a lot of people that think to themselves, okay, as long as I have just this little remote chance, I'm going to hang on and keep on fighting in this game. There it is. Unfortunately, the unstoppable goes down for our purple players, and the last remaining player on the blue team goes in, initiates, tries to get his ultimate to connect, but it just isn't quite panning out. It looks like the inhibitor is now just, or excuse me, the Nexus is now just moments away from falling, and there it is. Ladies and gentlemen, GG. I really want to say this is actually, it looks like they had a second surrender afterwards, so it's actually a pretty interesting game. You know, really kind of even in the early game, but of course towards the late game, that's where things kind of got just a little, what's the word I'm looking for? Not really hasty, but it was difficult to deal with. It was difficult to cope with as the blue team in the end. So If you guys liked what you saw here today, just go ahead and click on the subscribe button. I'm going to go ahead and upload this to YouTube. I'll catch you guys later, and give me some tips on how to cast better.